Hello, dear friends. I hope you guys have all been doing well. Over the last 4 weeks of my life, I haven't been really able to post very much here on YouTube, which is a bummer, and I'm upset about that. But on the other hand, this past month has been difficult in some ways and really great in other ways. It's been a busy one. However, there was one very special thing that did happen. It was my birthday. I turned 25 years old, and I understand that in the grand scheme of my life, it's just another year. It's not anything really special or fantastic, but what it did get me to do was reflect on my 24th year of existence. And looking back, I've realized there are a couple things that I actually have grown a lot through. I've learned a lot. I've enjoyed a lot as well, and I just wanted to casually, with a cup of coffee in hand, just share 3 things that I will probably take out of my 24th year and carry it through with me, probably for the rest of my life. Let's get into this, folks. One thing that I learned from this past year was that it's really extremely important to be able to go with the flow and to be able to adjust and adapt and do it fairly quickly. I've realized that the more that you just put your feet down and you're stubborn and you're trying to stick to an old way of living, maybe an old routine or to old things that you're holding on to the past, that it can be awfully difficult to live life in the present, but also be expectant for the future. Some of the things that I noticed changed in my life was I couldn't quite sit and hang out at coffee shops and go to a cafe every day and do all my freelance work inside of a cafe. I've also learned that I lost a lot of jobs that I was expecting to do in my 24th year of existence. It was pretty crazy, and a lot of those things had to shift, and how I spent time with my friends, my family, they all changed. The sooner that I was able to adjust and to just simply make the most of what's happening, the sooner that things got a little bit better.
Ran into the situation with the road closed, so we definitely can't make it into Stevens Canyon, at least via vehicle.
The second thing I learned was that optimism is extremely important. And although I would consider myself more so an optimist person, I think in the circle of friends and family that I spend time with, I think I'm more on the more optimist side of things. I'm the one usually that's kind of, nudging my pessimistic friends or giving a positive twist on things. But really this past year of being 24 really tested that. Was I actually optimistic, not just when things were going super well and when things were booming and I had a great job and everything was kind of falling into place? Was I able to be optimistic when kind of things felt a little more hopeless? And in the beginning it was a little more difficult to be optimistic, but as time went on and I learned to adjust and go with the flow, that I've kind of realized how important it is to be optimistic, to look to a positive future, to have that hope that's, looking a month ahead, couple months ahead, half a year, maybe a year ahead, looking ahead to a brighter future of that, hey, things will get better. And that was actually one of the biggest things that have kept me going throughout this past year of 24. And I realized just how important it is to be able to train yourself to be optimistic. And the third and last thing that I picked up from my 24th year was simply how important it is to go for things that matter to you. Go and pursue the things that actually mean a lot to you despite uncertainties. If somebody approached me and said, hey, do you know that all these things are supposed to unfold? I might have probably looked at them and said, thank you for telling me, because I might second think starting this coffee roasting company. But I'm so glad that wasn't the case. Is that unknowingly, we were just following our passions, following our desires, following our dreams of owning a coffee company and working overseas with farmers and producers and producing origin countries. And that kind of drove us with this intense amount of passion to launch Mirror Coffee Roasters the month of December of 2019 and to head right into my 24th birthday just passionate, just excited for what was to come. Despite even knowing the uncertainties, despite even knowing or having all the small minor details figured out. Maybe we don't have to have everything figured out to pursue the things that are true to us, to pursue the things that are real and that are burning in our hearts and kind of our biggest desires. A lot of the things you can actually just figure out on the way. And my 24th year of life was just that. It was a lot of problem solving, it was a lot of figuring out, it was a lot of learning, and it definitely wasn't easy, but I'm sure dang happy that I'm turning 25 and we're still running the business. The coffee roaster behind me is still working and we're still roasting and we're still serving people and things are moving along and one year in. And that's super exciting to me. Well, thank you guys so much for watching and making it this far in the video. If you want to stay tuned and you're not subscribed yet, hit that red button just under this video player. But if you scroll down even further, you'll see the comment section, and I love having discussions. I love responding to your comments. So maybe share a little bit of your insight as to what maybe you've learned this past year. I'd love to hear all about it. Well, anyways, thank you guys once again, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers, y'all.